Hey everyone, it's Curtis, aka the Carolina Smash, and welcome to episode 2 of the Black Heroes Filler. The first episode with Michi did so well, had to do it again. Also, I have a special guest with me today. She is the rapper J.Cole's sister. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
That's hilarious. First of all, I'm not J.Cole's sister. Kind of wish I was, though, low key, so I can get some of that money, but I do respect J.Cole, though. But my name is Jacole with an A, where the dot is. And I would love to be J.Cole for the day, but
Oh
I
my
guess
god.
I guess I can't be, but I do go by that nickname, though, so I kind of did steal his rapper name, low
See, it's
key.
a bad, like, whenever I spell your name, a lot of times I put the C in J.Cole capitalized. I don't know why, but I always do that.
I think everybody does that, but it was so funny when J. Cole actually came out. Everybody who heard my name, they were just like, "Was you named after J. Cole?" I'm just like, I'm born what year? J. Cole came out in what year? I'm just like, there's so much of a difference. And I'm just like, okay,
Oh
guys,
man. Well,
it's cool. It's cool.
before we get started, besides you trying to plug one be Jacole, not Jacole, J. Cole's wife, is there any social media that you want to plug in before we get started?
I have a Facebook and a Snapchat, but it's just my first name, Jacole, if you look for me on
I
Facebook.
want her to make a Twitter.
I do have a Twitter, I just don't use it anymore.
Well, hey, here's a good opportunity to use it. All right, but
I won't be using it, guys. I'm sorry.
but thank you for coming on board for the second episode. I really appreciate you coming down. Now you have a little bit more experience with anime than Michi. I'll say. Like, I think Michi's like complete beginner. You're more like, I'm not gonna say hardcore. You're kind of more in the middle.
I am. I started watching anime about 3 years ago. It's really interesting. Like at first, guys, don't judge me first. I used to compare it kind of close to cartoons, and I did not know the similarities and differences between them. And now I know the differences. Like anime is more depth. It has more of a story, a plot. It has twists. It's kind of like a TV show, but has more of a feel, and you get kind of a good understanding of the characters. You get to see them develop and change throughout the story. So I really have grown a connection with anime. Like it's really amazing. I kind of wish I would have taken the chance earlier. Like people tell me, "Oh, you need to watch anime." I'm just like, I'm one of those naysayers that was saying, I don't have time. This isn't interesting. And then I finally sat down and I watched it, and it kind of really opened my eyes and got me into a different perspective. So I'm kind
Oh,
of glad
oh
I
my
got to
god,
watch it.
that whole entire speech almost made me cry. Like I feel like I'm tearing up
Oh,
right now.
thank you,
Like,
thank you, thank you. I'll be here in
oh
quarantine
man,
all week
because
until I work again. Hope everybody's being safe, washing your hands, social distancing, and if you live in South Carolina, guys, we got to do a lot better because like we got an F in social distancing.
of
Like
course it's South Carolina. Of course we gonna get an F.
like over in the upstate we got a C, Abbeville got an A, but overall our whole state was an F. So guys, please be careful, please social distance, please wash your hands. I know the masks aren't great, but please be careful. We just want to get this over so we can get back to our lives, or getting back to work, or getting to socialize and going out and kind of going back to our original normal. Like this is our new normal, but hopefully we can get back to our original normal soon.
See, I feel like you need to become like a supporting character in our channel just so you can be able to, lecture and preach to the people that might not know these things.
Oh goodness.
you
I'm
you'll
such
be the
a
mom of Black Heroes.
Oh, that would be so fun. I would love to do that. But I'm like I have so much free time on my hands since I'm not working, and I go on my computer a lot and look at my social media. So that's when I found out about it, and I'm just like,
Oh my god.
that's really messed up. But hopefully it gets better. This quarantine really has taught me to be more appreciative of what I've had and what I got to be able to do. Like for example, like I hate it for the kids of 2020. Love you guys. I hate that they didn't get the opportunity to kind of celebrate their graduation, getting to show their family and their loved ones that they accomplished so much, and that got kind of stripped away from them. So I'm really thankful that I got to experience mine and my college graduation, but hopefully they get that opportunity back soon.
Yeah, I will say 2020 just has not been the best year.
It has
I
not.
I think I made a post on Twitter like I compared 2020 to a Game of Thrones character, and I chose Ramsay.
Oh gosh.
Because it's the truth.
No.
It's the truth.
Oh
Like
gosh.
Jesus Christ, like everything has been awful in every aspect. When it comes to every form of media, everything has been awful. Even in the anime world, I think like some places are just like closing, not closing down like permanently, but like they're stopping running episodes. So I'm gonna be out of anime soon.
Yep, like when you were telling me about My Hero, like when you saw season like the season that we're currently on, and the you already watched that season. They're working on season 5 in the sub, but in the dub they were like kind of still at
Yeah, like it's been
they were still at the festival scene.
oh
So
wow.
I was kind of like when you were saying that song was dope, and I'm just like, what song? And I didn't get to like see them perform it just yet. So please, no spoilers, guys. I
Oh, okay,
actually do want to
I
see
won't
it.
spoil it for you. The song was really good. And I think the song actually is in English already. I won't say anything though, but there was a moment that
La,
like
la, la, la.
I I wanted to just tear up because I was so happy. But
I am closing my ears. I
that
do
kind
not want no
of
spoilers. No
that kind
spoilers.
of segues into our next topic. So like you watched My Hero Academia.
Yes,
That's probably your number one show right now, or
that is the number one show I am currently watching. I've watched Naruto. I'm into JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
which JoJo? There's like five JoJos.
I finished Stardust, which was really about Jotaro, the third descendant of JoJo.
Okay.
So you have like Jonathan. Second season, you have Joseph, and then you have Jotaro. So I finished that season, and like all the Jonathans are really all the JoJos.
Is that
I
all the
can't say I
Jonathans?
can't
Like,
say the Jonathans. My bad. It's all the JoJos because they're all different. You get to see kind of how the next descendant, how they act and how they interact with the world and how they deal with their abilities. Because I
okay.
thought like the first like time I met watched JoJo and I got to see Jonathan, I was like, oh, he's so
See,
sweet.
Jonathan, like, I've just gotten into JoJo and I've only seen Jonathan's story right now. I haven't seen any of the JoJos.
It's gonna be really interesting because you look at Jonathan and you know you see he's British American, and then when you get to Joseph, he's an American,
Okay.
and then so when you get to Jotaro, he's Chinese American.
See, the thing that upset me though, because the thing that kind of got me intrigued in JoJo, I'm like, oh, they got these cool, like, powers, what they call stands, I think.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I get to see this. And I saw Jonathan's story, I'm like, where's the stands? I
Well,
was so salty about that.
it doesn't get until when you get to Joseph's character where you
Okay.
get to unveil the stands because in Jonathan's he just has his abilities like he can channel
Oh,
his
okay.
hormone.
No, because like I even with that, I still enjoyed the first JoJo story. Like
Oh
even without the
yeah.
stands, I still enjoyed it a lot. I know like it, the first one gets a lot of hate just because the other shows have gotten really good, but the first one was good in its own right. I think it came out what in the 80s.
Yeah, the fact that like when you first see it, you see Jonathan channeling his hormone, which is kind of energy that's coming from his body, which really the sands are as well. But when you get to season 2 of it and you get to see Joseph, the next JoJo, you know, seeing him with a stand, and you thinking, wow, this is really cool. It's really interesting. But it really doesn't get to where you get to Jotaro, where it's just nothing but stands. Like that's what you
Okay.
see constantly the whole time during the whole thing. Like this is you see one stand. You have like his guys that go with him, like Cock Hewing and Abdal, that have these amazing stands. And Joseph, actually, you get to see him, and he has this stand called Hermit Purple, which he takes it and he can like take an average object like a computer and he can see into something that he wants to see.
Okay. And also one thing I liked too was the villain. Because at first, I
Are
was a
you
huge
talking about
fan.
Dio?
Yes, I was a huge fan of Dio. And at first, I was like, how is he going to be like the main villain for all these JoJos if like the setting takes place almost like years and decades apart? But in the first show, they kind of explain how he's immortal, and explain how he got like the stand power too, which is kind of sad actually.
Yeah, because when you first meet Dio, I'm sorry guys, I'm not a big fan
He
of
said,
Dio.
asshole.
He is actually comes into Jonathan's life. Like Jonathan brings him in. Jonathan's father brings him in, and you know Jonathan at
Yeah, because
first.
then Jonathan's father helped Dio's father out, and
Yes.
that's how their relationship kind of started.
Yes, but I think Dio was always jealous of Jonathan because Jonathan, you know, has money. He lives in a nice home. He goes to a nice school, but Dio goes to the same school as him. I think it was just the jealousy that Dio had, and he kind of let it seep into him that made him just kind of have so much of a hatred for Jonathan.
Yeah, and I think also one thing I like, apparently JoJo has the best memes in the world.
They
And one of the best
do.
memes is I think Dio kissed Jonathan's love interest at the time. And one
Yes.
of the memes was like, it was me, Dio, or something like that. And I was like, this is so
Yes.
fucked up, but it's funny.
Well, also for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they're also known for their poses. So it was actually funny. My fiance and I were like watching like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and he looked on Facebook and he was like, "Babe, look at this," and it was someone playing music, and they were getting into the poses of like JoJo Bizarre Adventure characters, and they did the poses, and they had like a theme, like a little music in the background. It was like pose, pose, like JoJo, and I was like, I told him to turn it off because I was like really annoyed. I was like, please turn this off.
Yeah, JoJo is like one of the most flamboyant shows I've ever seen.
But it's really good. Like at first, I didn't think I would like it because the animation was like different from My Hero and Naruto and like Seven Deadly Sins that I've watched.
Oh god, like Seven Deadly Sins.
I love Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh god.
I love Seven Deadly Sins.
I tried. I tried.
Netflix, I need you to kind of hurry up and give me that next season because I'm feeling a little deprived of my Diane and my King.
That's why you need to invest in Crunchyroll.
Nah, I definitely need my Seven Deadly Sin fix. Like, definitely.
Oh man, well I'm glad that you enjoyed JoJo. I'm glad I haven't gotten a chance to watch it because I was skeptical too. But you also mentioned Naruto. And the reason I want to bring this up is because me and Mike just recently posted our Naruto episode, and I'm a huge Naruto guy. Mike is not. He's more into One Piece. He does One Piece over Naruto. I do Naruto over One Piece. So what is your thoughts on Naruto as a whole since we just posted the episode?
That was actually really my first anime that I actually watched. Like like I said, my fiance actually got me into anime because we struck a little deal. So
you high five real quick. First anime Naruto.
Yeah. But it was so funny because I was just telling him, I'm like, you need to watch romantic movies more because I'm a big romantic movie person, and he was like big in anime, so we struck a deal. So he would watch a romantic movie, and I would watch 3 episodes of an anime. And if I like the 3 episodes, then like he'll give me like a couple questions, and if I like it, then we'll keep going. If I don't like it, then we'll just throw it in the pile and just start with another one. And then my best friend, shout out to Hakeem, I love you. He actually sent me a whole entire list of animes I can watch because he is a huge fan of animes. Like his level is just so sky high. Like I cannot get to his level. Like when I feel like I can get there, I'm just like, no, I'm not there yet. So he was a big help with helping me.
Okay, see,
with
that's so
animes
different to how Michi got into anime. He got into anime kind of by accident. Just me having it on TV.
Yeah, you told me that story. That's really crazy.
Because I thought he was chilling on his phone, not paying no attention, and he just had this knee-jerk reaction to what was going on. So at least with you, at least kind of had like a formula of getting into it.
Yes, and I love the fact that I had a little guidance in it too, because I feel like if I would have watched anime by myself, I would have been completely lost. I'm like, what's going on? Who are these people? So I'm kind of glad that I had those 2 guys in my corner to kind of show me like, okay, this is what you need to look out for. This is what you need to grasp. This is what you need to understand, and this is how you can, grab a connection with it. So they kind of helped me kind of get an understanding, but also get my own understanding of an anime.
Who's your favorite character in Naruto?
Oh, this is so hard.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Kakashi. I love Kakashi.
You know what? I give you cool points for that. I
I
give you cool
love
points for
Kakashi.
that.
I love
He's not Sasuke, but he's amazing
I
though.
love Kakashi.
I mean, hey, I'm probably gonna have a Kakashi poster on my wall
I
soon.
have a Kakashi shirt. I have two Funko Pops of him. I am like when I first saw him, I was just like
Oh yeah, by the way, Jacole is a
starstruck.
huge advocate of like the little pops things.
I do love Funko Pops.
She has a
Don't
whole collection.
I
She catched them like Pokemon.
as you can see, I'm not very much of a very like addictive Funko Pop people person, but I do collect when I can. My collection is kind of vast though. I kind of have my section, like I have a Disney section, then I have my anime section, then I have my Marvel and Avengers sections. Like I have like different parts, but mostly I've been really adding on to my Hero Academia, my collection.
Okay. Oh,
I've been really digging
thank
like
you for
getting
that
all
segue.
those.
Because now we're gonna talk about My Hero. Now,
Okay.
what about My Hero do you like? Remember, half the channel is based off of My Hero, so you know I'm a huge My Hero guy.
I think I think the one like the first couple episodes is what really draws you in, especially the part where you see in that scene where Deku is watching or Izuku Midoriya is watching All Might save people on the screen, and when he comes and when you see him crying from after he went to the doctor and he found out that he did not have the ability to hold that, and to just see that dynamic between a mother and a son. Like she felt like she failed him as a mother, but she didn't because it's not her fault that he didn't get to have that chance. But to see him just cry like that and to feel so defeated, I think that that's something everybody feels every day.
See, speaking of Midoriya, I remember I made a post a couple days ago
Mhm.
because apparently a lot of people like to call Midoriya a bitch. But I remember I saw a post that was like, guys, you do realize that when push comes to shove, Midoriya never ran from the smoke. Like he always like goes headfirst into a situation.
Okay, that episode where he literally goes diving in to save Bakugo, and Bakugo is literally his enemy, but he doesn't do anything to
Exactly.
get
Like
under his
my
skin.
boy may cry, but he's not a bitch.
I feel like he is more in touch with his emotions. I feel like he is more relatable because you actually get to see him express how he feels, not being able to have the ability to do what everybody else is doing, being a hero, and to hear he's not a hero. That it's like when you hear, like, especially that part with his mom, like, kind of see it from her perspective. You know, she felt like she couldn't do what a mother could, which is giving him something that he really wanted, but she really couldn't do anything. And to kind of see the defeat in his eyes,
But
I
you
think
also see
that's
throughout
kind
the
of
story, like his mom was
oh,
always like in his corner,
I love
always there
his.
for
I
him.
think she's like. I know I've not watched a lot of anime, but I feel like she was the best anime mom I've seen so far. Like to see how she stands beside her son
I
during the whole
mean,
time. That's amazing.
Nicole, I'm not gonna lie to you, she's probably one of the only few anime moms because most anime characters don't
I
have their
know. I've
parents.
seen that. I've seen that, and I'm kind of a little sad by that. But I
Yeah,
kind
like
of I'm so.
Naruto didn't have his parents at the
Oh
beginning.
no, he did not. In Seven Deadly, none of them had like parents. It was
Exactly.
kind of mostly just them on their own. So like to see an anime mom in action, and then seeing Deku when he was getting hurt from All Might's passing on like all for one to him, then seeing him just kind of not adjusting to it very
I
well.
mean, how many times has this man broken his arms?
Oh, several times. Like homeboy has like a scar literally on his hand to prove that he has power. But just to see her just being a mom, and like that episode where you see her saying, "Okay, if you don't stop, you're out of UA." Like that was a stand that I think any mother would take. Cause like seeing him getting hurt, I literally was
I
crying the
had
whole
such
time.
mixed feelings about that moment. Cause like, I want my boy to be a hero.
I would too, but then I'm also kind of like a mom in a sense because I have my nephew and I kind of help my sister raise him. So I could, if I've seen my nephew out there and he was getting hurt, I'm like, okay, no, we have to
See,
stop.
Jacole, you was my mom. Oh my
I will.
god,
I will be so protective.
I would sneak out to do hero stuff.
I would, but I'm so glad she knew that that was his dream to become a hero, so she didn't stop him. So I feel like she was just being a respectable mom. She was also trying to not let him give up his dream because he's gotten there. He's gotten so far to where he was before, just writing in his book about all these heroes that he's seeing, like Mount Lady, All Might, and Best Genius. Rest in peace, Best Genius. But you know him seeing.
Spoilers, by the way, for people who have not.
Yeah,
Caught
that's
up.
an RIP for him. But seeing all those heroes in like Midnight and him studying them and seeing how they are heroes and then him finally becoming his own hero, and getting to do what all these other heroes are doing, I think he's making great progress.
All right, I'm glad I get all this insight. Like, you're very knowledgeable. I respect it.
I
Now,
put a lot of thought in into
all
my
right,
stuff,
to
so of
cap
course.
this video off, what are some shows that you want to try and get into?
I've seen some on Toonami. So I've noticed Dr. Stone.
Okay, I need to get into Doctor Stone too because Mike keep telling me to watch it, and it's on Funimation, so eventually I will get around to watching it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that there's someone else that's kind of in the same boat as just wants to get
I
into
kind
it.
of like, do I want to watch it? Do I? I'm like,
I mean, you're such a thinker, so I feel like that'd be your show right there.
An overthinker.
Yeah, definitely would be your show then.
At times. And then Black Clover, I've heard a lot of good reviews on that, and I kind of go looking on sites to see little reviews on it here and there. So those two, I'm gonna keep an eye on.
See, I'm glad that I gave Black Clover a second chance because I watched it in the sub at first. Unbearable, couldn't watch it, but now I'm watching it in the dub, and I'm actually, I think I'm on episode like 130, I think, right now.
That's a lot of episodes.
So it'll fly by.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good show. The budget is definitely in the openings. You will love the openings.
Okay.
They're amazing. Again, apologize that none of them were in my top 10. One of them was number 11.
But you forgot like the main part about animes. I forgot to mention like the killer music that is in the animes.
Oh my god, yes.
The killer music. I think the music it fits so perfectly in the anime. You'll be watching it and you're just like, okay, they picked the perfect music to go with this, especially like with the battles.
This
and
is
the
why
fight
anime
scenes.
like is one of the best like media you can consume because it has like characters, the world, the history and lore, the music. Everything is top notch most of the time.
I feel like sometimes when I watch anime versus like a TV show, I'm just like anime, TV show, anime, TV show. Then I'm like anime, like it's so fun, and then you get to see a lot of action, you see a lot of feelings, you see a lot of heartbreak, you see these epic battle scenes. It's just like a boom. It's like your brain explodes every time you watch another anime.
Oh man, well Jacole, thank you again for coming on board. I hope to have you again because it seems like you have so much insight. So we definitely need to have you on board again.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe we need to actually put you on an actual podcast episode so you can just talk for a whole hour and a half.
Oh, I do not know if I can do that.
And you did good, but definitely glad to have you here. Thank you so much, guys. Episode 2. Thank you for supporting this little experiment of mine. Jacole, thank you again for being here.
Oh, anytime. I'm glad I could be here.
And remember, guys, surpass your limits and plus ultra. Oh, you should say it since you're my hero person. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
No, I'm glad you said the plus ultra. I have to do you some justice. Like, thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun. Guys, stay safe. We will get back to our normal life soon, and I hope you enjoyed this.
Peace.